David McCaughey. An advanced communicator gold is a longtime member of the club. This morning, David's going to give a 5 to 7 minute non-manual pocket speech. The title of his speech is, "Well done is better than well said."
Earlier this month, around the 4th of July, I heard a story about Benjamin Franklin and something he said after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. He was talking to a group of people and he said, you know, what's more important now, going forward, is what is done, not what we spent all summer saying. He realized it was much more important for their call to action to go out and do something with the words they had just heard. Well done is better than well said. That may sound like an odd topic in front of a group of Toastmasters who are all worried about what they're saying, but what I want to emphasize this morning, my call to action is not what you say in this room this morning, but what happens after you leave those doors. Now, I grew up with two very, very close friends of mine, and they were very, very big dreamers and big talkers. All my life as a kid growing up, they would come up with all these elaborate plans. We're going to go on this canoe trip in August. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. They would make all these big plans, and then the event would come, and it wouldn't happen for whatever various reasons. It just would never happen. And this went on just constantly, just every summer, every holiday. They would just come up, make all these great big elaborate plans, and then at the last minute, it just kind of fell through. Well, that had an impact on my life, looking back on it, on how that just annoyed the hell out of me. Going through all of these, getting the anticipation of doing it, and then they would just cancel it out. So I'm very big on, if you're going to plan on something, if you're going to do it, let's make it happen. I'm not a big dreamer, so to speak. I'm much more, I want to be realistic. What is an obtainable goal? Yes, let's go out and do this. But that failure as a kid that I had over and over again really set the stage for going forward. And when I heard this about Benjamin Franklin recently, that just kind of drove it home for me again on well done is much more important than well said on how you react and what you do in this meeting. Chet does a really good job in his evaluations. If you've heard it, he always talks about the WIFM. What's in it for me? Jeff even mentioned it at the end of his remarks this morning. What I want to leave you with this morning. So as Toastmasters, one of the things that we're in here, one of the things that we're trying to work on and improve on is that power of speaking with a purpose, persuasive speaking, leaving your audience with something. So what I want to impact on you is your words. Spend a lot of time on your message. What is it that you want to take? What do you want the people to remember when they walk out of this room? What is it that you want them to do after they leave this room? What is your call to action, so to speak? What is your takeaway? Chet's with them. What's in it for me? Why is the audience here listening to your speech? What are they going to do with those words? That's much more important than how you actually say it. Don't get so worried and wrapped up in, am I doing this right? This is a great training ground. This room is really, over the last 5-6 years, I've grown tremendously from being in this room. Much more comfortable being up here, much more comfortable doing this. But I just want to leave you with, no matter what you say and how you say it, there are people in this audience that's going to remember it. When I first started doing my Scoutmaster minutes at the end of my Scout meetings, it felt kind of awkward. It kind of felt, oh, am I doing this? The best feedback I ever got on that was when somebody came up to me and said, you know, the favorite part of my meetings on Mondays is when I get to hear your quote at the end. because I look so much forward to that, and I'm just like, wow, that really is, it drove home on that well done is much more important than well said. That 1 minute I spend taking a quote can actually affect somebody how they think for that whole week long. And so that's when I decided, hey, this is something I'm going to keep on doing. I think it's important. And over the time, after I've been doing it for 9 years now, that has really become something I've looked forward to. I've taken that same philosophy, and I'm doing it at my Rotary Club now. And so I just want you, my biggest takeaway for this morning, what I want to leave you with, is always remember when you're speaking with a purpose, to remember well done is much more important than well said.